Hello. My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Revenge is best served ice cold steel. Welcome back, I'm Lord Ridiculous, and before we have the Overwatch release in 2 days time, I thought I'd throw out my impressions vid of the beta, which was 2 weeks ago now I think at this stage. I played a couple of hours, maybe a bit more, and then I played a couple more hours, and then I ended up playing about 12. But it was fun, it was very fun, and these are my impressions. Hopefully this will help you out when you're thinking about buying it in 2 days time, if you haven't already pre-ordered. So, what is Overwatch? Overwatch is an upcoming multiplayer first-person shooter in development by Blizzard Entertainment. You know Blizzard, those guys that created that game. You know, that popular one. WoW. World of Warcraft, yeah. Apparently it's got a kind of a following of some description. Fanboys. Interesting. Anyway, Overwatch. So Overwatch features squad-based combat with 2 opposing teams of 6 players each. Players choose one of several hero characters, each with their own unique abilities and role classes. The 4 character roles include offensive characters, defense characters, support characters, and of course, tank characters. All in all, there's 21 characters to choose from, which gives you a lot of options when you want to pretty much tactically destroy your friends and yeah. Speaking of tactics, players can switch between characters in-game following deaths, which is encouraged by the game's overall design and can lead to on-the-spot audibles and change of tactics depending on what the opposition is doing. The game maps are inspired by real-world locations. The first 3 of those maps were unveiled in the beta. These were King's Row, Hanamura and Temple of Anubis, which are inspired by London, Japan and the ruins of ancient Egypt, respectively. Respect me. So Overwatch currently has 4 main game modes, including a hybrid of Assault and Escort. The 4 modes are Assault, where the attacking team is tasked with capturing 2 target points on the map. Escort, where the attacking team is tasked with escorting a payload to a certain delivery point before time runs out, a la Team Fortress 2. The hybrid of Assault and Escort, as I mentioned, where the attacking team has to capture the payload and escort it to its destination. And then Control, where each team tries to capture and maintain a common control point until their capture percentage reaches 100%. This game mode is played over best of 3 format. The beta kicked off with a tutorial mission straight away. You start off as Agent 76, learning basic movement, up, down, left, right, follow a little girl called Tracer, who's exceptionally quick. Anyway, you get into a range of some description. You start with an assault rifle, and it goes through pretty quickly how you shoot your secondary function of your gun, that the secondary function is on a cooldown, and then that every character has what is pretty much a ultimate weapon or an ultimate ability, which you can get after a long period of shooting different enemies. Each one will be pretty much OP. I will not ruin everyone for you, but Agent 76 one is pretty much like a 3-shot kill. It's kind of like Hitman, where you select your targets and then bang bang bang. In this you don't even select your targets, you essentially just point, click, and there's 3 headshots for you, bang, once they're in front of you. Pretty fun. After the tutorial you have the option of going straight ahead into a multiplayer game, or else you can go and practice some more with any character you want out of the 21 roster in a arena which is filled with bots. I recommend anyone, spending a little bit of time in this environment. I found, shooting the bots very useful, picking up characters like Widowmaker, picking up characters like the Reaper, and just kind of like annihilating these bots and using their ultimates when to save them, i.e. in a room full of bots, enemies, whatever. And I picked up a few little tips and stuff along the way where I would go into a multiplayer game and pretty much just misuse an ultimate, or not knowing why I'm getting shot a lot of the time, and then I'd go in and practice a bit against the bots, and I'd understand why there were certain characters have certain weaknesses. So it was very difficult. Like, it's very, very, very misleading. You go into this game, you think it's going to be easy because it looks amazing, it looks very cartoony. You think it's going to be very, very, straightforward, but it actually isn't. There's a lot to think about. Like, if you go out there and you have everyone's a tank, the game will tell you that. It actually tells you in the right hand corner, it says you don't have any offensive characters, or you have no healers, etc. And you really need to put time into your setup, and kind of, if you can, talk to the guys on TeamSpeak or whatever and set up the team properly, because if you don't, you will get annihilated. And I've seen it, and I've been that guy. I went out there running and gunning and thinking I was the shit, and ended up being shat on, bitch. So from what I've seen, I would definitely recommend anyone picking this up. It's well worth the price tag on it. You will have at least, I guarantee, 50 hours of fun in this game, at least, and it's a multiplayer game. I could go into more detail, telling you about when and where to use different characters, but in my opinion, that's where the fun lies in this game, in a game like Overwatch, determining when and where to use these characters, to play through with all these different characters and just realize, this is a situation that I need to use somebody else, and then change the character. That's why this game is brilliant. That's why this game isn't just a normal first-person shooter. For instance, Bastion, the robot character you see on screen now, his secondary function is effectively a turret. So you turn into a stationary turret. The weapon on the turret is OP as fuck. I mean, this thing can tear through anything. And if you have a teammate with a shield who's protecting you, you will be unstoppable. So I came across that a couple of times, talked to myself, right, it'd be great if we had somebody with a long range weapon. So I got Junkrat out. Now Junkrat is pretty much a little shit of a thing, but he has this little grenade launcher, and lo and behold, a few shots at the grenade launcher, the guy had to move, which gave us an opportunity to fucking unleash hell upon them. And tonight we dine in hell. So that was pretty much an epic moment for me. And it kind of changes the game slightly, because it's not just your generic multiplayer where the guy with the biggest weapon wins. It's about the collective. Kumbaya. Kumbaya, motherfucker. So look, I'm going to leave it there, guys. This was just a quick impressions video. I don't want to blabber on too much, because let's be honest, you're all going to play it in 2 days time anyway. So look, I'll leave you with a bit of action from the open beta. I've been Lord Ridiculous. You've been awesome. Until next time.
Play of the game.
Cannot lose. Attack.
Lights out. Tactical visor activated.
It is time to act.
Ready for combat operations.
Five, four, three, two, one. Capture the objective.
By the dragon. I will not be defeated so easily. See that which is unseen.
Take the pill.
I must redeem myself.
Just. They're not as young as they used to.
I break you. Огонь по готовности!
Got you in my sights. Lights
Together, we are strong. Give me your best shot.